Good morning students. This is a video for the students of class 8. We were studying chapter number 18, that is pollution of air and water. This is your lecture number 6. This is your summary lecture. So we will summarize the complete chapter. Air pollution. We all know that air is essential for the survival of all living beings. Means we cannot live without air. But what is the composition of air? So you have learnt in earlier classes that air is a mixture of gases. Means many gases are present in air. And by volume, air contains 78% of nitrogen, 21% of oxygen and 1% of other gases, which include carbon dioxide, methane, ozone and water vapors. And dust particles are also present in air. But the amount of water vapors and dust particles vary from place to place. Okay, so this is the composition of air. Now, what is air pollution? When air is contaminated by unwanted substances which have a harmful effect on both living and non-living, then it is referred to as air pollution. Now, what does it mean? Means when unwanted substances like smoke, dust and many other unwanted substances mix with air, then it is referred to as air pollution. Now the question is, how does air get polluted? What is air pollution? When air is contaminated by unwanted substances which have a harmful effect on both living and non-living, then it is referred to as air pollution. Means any undesirable change in the characteristics of air is called air pollution. Means when unwanted substances mix with air like smoke, dust, etc. Okay, then it is referred to as air pollution. Now the question is, how does air get polluted? So these substances which contaminate the air are called air pollutants. What are pollutants? Means the substances that cause pollution are called pollutants. For example, dust and smoke are responsible to pollute the air, so dust and smoke are called pollutants. Sometimes such substances may come from natural resources, okay, like smoke and dust arising from forest fire or volcanic eruptions. Okay, so these substances that cause pollution are called pollutants. Like dust and smoke are called pollutants. Now, what are the sources of air pollution? Means now we will study that what are the sources of air pollution. So there are two sources of air pollution. First is natural source and man-made sources. Natural sources of air pollution include dust storms in desert areas and smoke from forest fires and volcanic eruptions. Volcanic eruption is the most lethal natural source of air pollution. Okay, these leads to large amount of ash and toxic fumes into the atmosphere and pollute the air. Okay, so these are some natural sources which pollute the air. And other is man-made sources. Means some of the man-made sources are also responsible to pollute the air. Okay, and man-made sources are the combustion of fuels like petrol and diesel in automobiles is the major source of air pollution. Means by the combustion of petrol and diesel, air get polluted. These are the major source of air pollution because on burning it produces several pollutants. It produces several pollutants like nitrogen dioxide, carbon monoxide, okay, as well as large quantity of harmful gases. Okay, so in this way, combustion of fuel, petrol and diesel are responsible to pollute the air. Next man-made source is burning of fuels. Means burning of fuels produces harmful gases like carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide and particulate matter. Industries and factories are also responsible for air pollution because they emit harmful gases like sulfur dioxide and dust. Okay, and next is thermal power plants and nuclear power plants release harmful gases like sulfur dioxide and many radioactive pollutants which are harmful for the air. So in this way, thermal power plants and nuclear power plants are also responsible for air pollution. Okay, and next is chlorofluorocarbon, which are used in refrigerator, means released from refrigerators, air conditioners, okay, which damage the ozone layer of the atmosphere. That's why this gas is also harmful for us. Okay, because they damage the ozone layer of the atmosphere. So these are some man-made sources which are responsible for air pollution. Now this table shows some pollutants and their sources. Pollutants are carbon monoxide and their sources incomplete combustion of fuels and coals in vehicle. Means carbon monoxide released due to incomplete combustion of fuels and coals which are used in vehicles. Okay, it is a pollutant. Second is nitrogen dioxide. It released due to combustion of diesel, petrol, coal and kerosene. Okay, means nitrogen dioxide released due to combustion of diesel, coal, petrol, kerosene. It is also a pollutant. Next is sulfur dioxide. How it is produced? By the burning of fuels. Okay, like coal in power plants and volcanic eruptions. So sulfur dioxide is also a pollutant which pollute the air and it is released due to burning of fuels. And next pollutant is smoke. And how it is produced? By the exhaust of vehicles, means the waste produced by the vehicles in the form of smoke. Okay, so smoke is also a pollutant which are released from vehicles. Smoke also pollute our air. So these are some pollutants and their sources. Our next topic is effects of air pollution. Students, air pollution adversely affects both living and non-living things. Let's discuss some major effects of air pollution. So the effects of air pollution are, first is greenhouse effect and global warming. Second is acid rain. Third is depletion of ozone layer. And fourth is health problems. So our first effect is greenhouse effect and global warming. So now we will learn about that what is greenhouse effect and what is global warming. Students, look at this picture. This picture helps us to understand the greenhouse effect and global warming. Here this is a sun, this is a earth surface, and this layer is the atmosphere. Okay, this is a atmosphere. So when the sun rays enters into the atmosphere, these arrow shows that sun rays enters into the atmosphere. Then some of the rays absorbed by the earth surface, means some rays absorbed by the atmosphere, while some are reflected back. Some are reflected back into the space. These arrow shows that some rays are reflected back into the space. And these reflected rays are trapped by some gases like carbon dioxide and methane. Means what is the reason or reflection of these rays? Why are these rays reflected? Because of carbon dioxide and methane. Because of carbon dioxide and methane gas which is present in the atmosphere. These reflected rays are trapped by some gases like carbon dioxide and methane which is present in the atmosphere of the earth, and which results in the warming of earth. Means these reflected rays increase the temperature of earth. Okay, and this process, this natural phenomena that is responsible for heating the earth's surface and atmosphere is called greenhouse effect. It means what? We can say our earth's surface is heated due to carbon dioxide and methane gas, because the reflected rays are trapped by carbon dioxide and methane gas. Means carbon dioxide and methane gas which is present in the atmosphere results in the warming of earth, and this heating of earth's surface means the increase in the temperature of the earth's surface is called greenhouse effect. And the gases like carbon dioxide and methane which are responsible for this greenhouse effect are called greenhouse gases. Okay. So what is greenhouse effect? As sun rays enters into the earth's atmosphere, some of these rays are absorbed by the earth's surface, while some are reflected back into the space. And these reflected rays are trapped by the gases which is present in the atmosphere, which results in the warming of earth. Means increase the temperature of earth. And the natural phenomenon that is responsible for the heating of earth's surface and atmosphere is called greenhouse effect. Means in short we can say what is greenhouse effect? Heating of the earth's surface, and carbon dioxide and methane gases are the gases responsible for this effect. And these gases are called greenhouse gases. Means what are greenhouse gases? The gases which are responsible for greenhouse effect are called greenhouse gases like carbon dioxide and methane. And the level of carbon dioxide and methane gas is increased day by day in our atmosphere due to burning of fossil fuels. Means because of burning of fossil fuels, methane gas is produced. Means the level of these greenhouse gases increased in the atmosphere day by day. Means this greenhouse effect occur due to pollution of air, due to air pollution. That's why it is also an effect of air pollution. And the average increase in the Earth's temperature is called global warming. What is global warming? The average increase in the Earth's temperature is called global warming. Now, what are the causes of global warming? So, the causes are deforestation, means cutting down of trees on a large scale. Because on cutting down trees on a large scale, the level of CO2 increased in the atmosphere. That's why this is the main cause of global warming. And second is burning of fossil fuels. Because on burning of fossil fuels, methane gas is released, methane gas is produced, and methane gas is a greenhouse gas. So it is also a cause of global. Harmful effect of air pollution is acid rain. Now, what is acid rain? The oxides of sulfur and nitrogen that are present in air react with atmospheric water vapors to form sulfuric acid and nitric acid respectively. It means oxides of sulfur and nitrogen, which is released from the industries and factories, react with atmospheric water vapors, means react with water vapors that are present in atmosphere and form sulfuric acid, means sulfur react with water vapor and form sulfuric acid, and nitrogen and water vapor together form nitric acid. And these acids, means sulfuric acid and nitric acid, mix with the rainwater and making the rain acidic, and this is called acid rain. It means what? Basically, the rainwater that contains oxides of sulfur and nitrogen is called acid rain. Now, what are the harmful effects of acid rain? One of the most harmful effects of acid rain can be seen at Taj Mahal, which is located in Agra. Experts have warned that pollutants in air are discoloring its white marble. Means the pollution has been discoloring its white marble because the industries located in and around Agra release pollutants like sulfur dioxide and nitrogen dioxide, which react with water vapors to form acids and fall down as acid rain, and this results in discoloring and corrosion of white marble. So this is one of the most harmful effects of acid rain. Another harmful effects of acid rain are it destroys vegetation by making the soil acidic. Means when acid rain falls down on the soil, then it destroys the vegetation. So destroys vegetation by making the soil acidic. Second is it affects the survival of aquatic plants and animals. How? By making the water of lakes and ponds acidic. Means when the water of acidic rain mix with the water bodies like lakes and ponds, then it affects the aquatic plants because it reduces the amount of oxygen into water. That's why it affects the survival of aquatic plants and animals. Now third is corrosion of steel such as bridges. Means the chemicals which are present in acid rain can cause corrosion of steel such as bridges and erosion of stone statues. Okay, so these are some harmful effects of acid rain. And the reason of forming acid rain is air pollution, means the harmful gases which are present in air like sulfur and nitrogen, which is released from industries, factories. These gases are released from industries and factories, and they are responsible for the acid rain. Okay, so this is a effect of air pollution. Next effect of air pollution is depletion of ozone layer. See, we have already learned that chlorofluorocarbon is a source of air pollution. Okay, chlorofluorocarbon is the source of air pollution, and this chlorofluorocarbon gas are used in refrigerator, air conditioners. Okay, these are used in refrigerators and air conditioners. So they damage the ozone layer of atmosphere. Means chlorofluorocarbon is responsible for damaging the ozone layer of atmosphere. But now the question is, why ozone layer is important to us? So the ozone layer is present in atmosphere, okay, and why it is important to us? It is very important to us because it absorbs harmful ultraviolet or UV radiations that are coming from the sun. Means ozone layer absorbs all the harmful ultraviolet radiations, okay, and these ultraviolet radiation are harmful for us. They can cause skin cancer and eye problems. Okay, that's why they are harmful for us. These are harmful rays, and the ozone layer absorbs these harmful rays that are coming from the sun. So think about it. If our ozone layer is damaged, then ultraviolet radiation enter into the atmosphere of the earth, which can cause skin cancer and eye problems. Okay, that's why ozone layer is very important to life, because it absorbs harmful ultraviolet radiations. Okay, so this is also an effect of air pollution. Because of air pollution, because of the source of air pollution, our ozone layer gets depleted. Next effect is health problems. Air pollutants can cause many kinds of health problems in humans, and some of the health problems caused by the air pollutants are, first is headache, means excess concentration of carbon monoxide. Okay, it is a harmful gas, so it can cause headache and nausea. Now what is nausea? A feeling of sickness. Nausea is a feeling of sickness, like to vomit. Okay, so headache and nausea is caused by the air pollutants. And next is heart related problems, means long term exposure to harmful gases can cause heart related problems. Okay, and next is it can cause irritation in eyes, nose and throat, and it can also cause many respiratory problems like asthma and lung cancer. Means smoke causes breathing difficulties also, such as asthma and lung cancer. It means what? It can also cause many respiratory problems. It means air pollution also affects on our health. Okay, air pollutants can cause many kinds of health problems in humans. So students, these are 4 effects of air pollution. Greenhouse effect and global warming, means increasing the earth's temperature. Second is acid rain. Third is depletion of ozone layer, and last is health problem. These are some bad effects of air pollution. Now the question is, how can we prevent the air to get polluted? So Now we will study the prevention of air pollution. Students, air pollution can be reduced to a great extent in the following ways. Okay. First is by using fuels like CNG, means by using clean fuels like CNG. Full form of CNG is compressed natural gas, and LPG. LPG means L for liquefied, P for petroleum, G for gas. So by using clean fuels like CNG and LPG in vehicles, okay, we can prevent our air to get polluted. Second is by getting the exhaust of vehicles checked regularly. Means we should check the exhaust of vehicles like smoke, okay, smoke level, etc. regularly. Third is by installing tall chimneys in factories. Okay, tall chimneys should be installed in factories. Next is by using alternative source of energy like solar energy, wind energy instead of fossil fuels, because solar energy and wind energy do not produce any harmful gas. That's why we should use solar energy and wind energy instead of fossil fuels, because fuels produce many harmful gases and pollute the air. That's why instead of using fossil fuels, we should use solar energy and wind energy where it is possible. Okay. Now next point is by planting trees. It is the best method to prevent the air. By planting trees, plant helps to make the air clean. That's why this is the best method to prevent our air. Now next point is by composting the organic waste rather than burning it. Means we should not burn the organic waste, because on burning it produces many harmful gases. That's why we should compost it instead of burning it. So by composting the organic waste, we can prevent our air. So these are some ways by which we can prevent our air. Means air pollution can be reduced by these ways. Okay. Students, as we know, water is a very useful and precious resource. We cannot live without water. The major sources of water are river, lakes, ponds, seas and groundwater. The water from these resources is polluted due to many reasons, like water becomes dirty after our use, and this leads to pollution of water. So what is water pollution? How can we define it? Addition of harmful substances such as sewage, silt, toxic chemicals in water is called water pollution. So basically, when the harmful substances mix with water, then it is referred to as water pollution. And the substances that pollute water are called water pollutants. What are water pollutants? The substances that pollute water are called water pollutants. Now, what are the causes of water pollution? Causes of water pollution are by human activities. Water pollution is mostly caused by human activities. Domestic sewage, release of harmful substances, washing clothes and bathing. These are some human activities that cause water pollution. And the natural phenomenon like volcanic eruption is also a cause of water pollution. Okay. So these are some causes of water pollution. Now, what are the sources of water pollution? Sources of water pollution are, the sources of water pollution can be broadly categorized into two types. First is point sources and second is non-point sources. Now, what are point sources? So, the sources of water pollution which can be identified, means if we can identify that where the pollutants come from, then these types of sources are called point sources. It means what? The point sources discharge their pollutants or waste at a certain location. Means we can easily identify that at what point and where the pollutants come from. Like water treatment plant, it is an example of point source. In water treatment plant, we can easily identify that from what point and from which location the pollutants come from. Now next is non-point sources. Non-point sources are those sources in which we cannot identify the exact location. Okay, means the major difference between point source and non-point sources is that in non-point sources, location cannot be identified. For example, waste from different industries and factories, waste like chemicals, drugs and paints from different industries are discharged to nearby water bodies and polluting them, and detergents released from residential areas. In these cases, they discharge waste at certain location. Pesticides and fertilizers runoff from agricultural land. It is also an example of non-point sources. Let us study in detail about the point and non-point sources with the help of a diagram. The main difference between two is that point sources are easily identifiable, but non-point sources cannot be identified. Now this picture showing some examples of point sources and non-point sources. Wastewater treatment plant and factories. Both are example of point sources. How? See, there is a pipe which directly going into the water. Means you can easily identify that this is a point where pollutants come from. And similarly, there is a pipe connected to the factory also going into the water. Means the waste produced by the factories going into the water. It means when you can identify that where the pollutants come from, then these types of sources are called point sources. Means point sources are identified sources. Now what are non-point sources? See, this city streets, rural homes, cropland, these all are example of non-point sources. Because here we cannot identify the location that where the pollutants come from. Means they don't have any single location. Okay, means the point from where the pollutants come into the water cannot be identified in case of non-point sources. So it means the sources whose location cannot be identified are called non-point sources. So this is the main difference between point source and non-point sources. Next topic is effects of water pollution. First is harm aquatic life. Wastewater contains many poisonous chemicals, and when these chemicals goes into the sea water, then it harm aquatic life. Okay. Second is waterborne disease. Means consumption of polluted water causes waterborne disease like cholera and jaundice. Third is it reduces amount of oxygen in water. Means wastewater that is discharged from thermal power plants is very hot, and it reduces the amount of oxygen dissolved in water bodies, and this affects the aquatic life. Next is fast growth of weeds. Washing of fertilizers into water bodies by rain causes fast growth of weeds, which consume most of the dissolved oxygen from the water. So, it reduces the amount of oxygen in water and may cause death of aquatic animals. And this loss of dissolved oxygen from the water bodies and the nutrient enrichment is called eutrophication. Okay, what is eutrophication? Loss of dissolved oxygen from water bodies, and the nutrient enrichment is called eutrophication. So these are some effects of water pollution. Now, how can we prevent our water to get polluted? Means now we will study some ways by which we can prevent our water. First way, wastewater from industries should be treated before discharging into water bodies. Means the wastewater that coming from industries is a cause of water pollution. Okay, it is a major source of water pollution. So it should be treated before discharging into water bodies. Second is minimize the use of pesticides and fertilizers. Means the use of fertilizers and pesticide should be minimized in field. Also, eco-friendly fertilizer should be used. Means we can use eco-friendly fertilizers, because eco-friendly fertilizers do not cause water pollution. Okay. Third is avoid disposing garbage into ponds and lakes. Means the garbage should not be disposed into ponds and lakes, because it also pollutes the water. Next point is sewage should be treated in sewage treatment plants before releasing into water bodies, because if it is released into water bodies, then it pollutes the water. That's why sewage should be treated in sewage treatment plants before releasing into water bodies. Next is bathing of animals, washing of clothes and urinating in water bodies should be discouraged, because it is the main source of water pollution. Okay, so these type of human activities should not be done, because it will pollute the water. So bathing of animals, washing of clothes and urinating in water bodies should not be done or should be discouraged. For the potable water, let us take a look at Ganga Action Plan. This is a case study, Ganga Action Plan. Okay, so what is Ganga Action Plan? See, we know that Ganga is one of the most famous rivers of India, right? And it sustains most of the northern, central and eastern Indian population, which depends on it for water used in several activities. But people have polluted the river water by throwing large quantities of waste, untreated sewage, dead bodies, etc. into it. Means they pollute the river water. Many human activities are responsible for polluting the river water. And because of these activities, now Ganga is one of the 10 most endangered rivers in the world. And to save the Ganga Action Plan was launched in 1985. Okay, what is Ganga Action Plan? To save the Ganga Action Plan was launched in 1985. And the main aim of this plan is to reduce the pollution level in the river. Okay. Let us take a specific example to understand this situation. The Ganga at Kanpur has one of the most polluted stretches of the river that have been polluted by people washing clothes, bathing, etc. And there are many industries in Kanpur that release toxic chemical waste into the Ganga and pollute the Ganga river. But it is very important to save the Ganga river. That's why we all should come forward and participate in cleaning the Ganga and help the government in cleaning the Ganga river. And there are many other rivers which are polluted due to human activities. Like the Yamuna is another polluted river. So we should not throwing the garbage or waste into the river water because they pollute the river water. Okay. Now our topic is potable water. Now what is potable water? Water that is suitable for drinking is called potable water. It means the water which is free from impurities or the water which we can drink is called potable water. And the potable water is colorless, odorless, transparent and free from harmful chemicals. So basically the water that is free from impurities is called potable water. Potable water is pure water. Now our question is it possible to purify the impure water? Yes, we can also purify the water by using various techniques. Okay, you know, tap water can also be purified and made safe for drinking. But what are the ways to purify the water? So now we will study the methods of water purification. The methods of water purification are, first method is by using filter. So we know that filter is commonly used in our home. Okay, and it is a physical method to remove the impurities. And how filter remove impurities? Because in a filter there is a membrane, okay, which allow only certain ions, or we can say which allow only pure water to pass through it, and other insoluble impurities left over the membrane. Okay, so in this way, filter remove impurities. Okay, by using filter, we can purify the water. Next method is boiling. Boiling is one of the best way to make water safe for drinking. Why? Because boiling kills all the germs present in water. That's why boiling is the best way to purify water. Third method is chlorination. Now, what is chlorination? The process of adding chlorine tablets into water is called chlorination. Means chlorine tablets are added to water to purify it, and this process is called chlorination. And chlorination are added into water to kill germs. Okay, but it is important to know that how many tablets should be used. Okay, and we should not use excess amount of chlorine. So we can use bleaching powder also. Means bleaching powder can also be added in water to kill germs. Now next way is reverse osmosis, means RO. Now what is reverse osmosis? Short form is RO. R means reverse of osmosis. Reverse osmosis is another method of water purification. But how it works? What is reverse osmosis? In this method, water containing high salt is taken in a tank fitted with a semi-permeable membrane. See, by RO or reverse osmosis, we can also purify the salty water. So, what is the procedure for purifying the water? First of all, take salty water in a tank. Okay, and there is a semi-permeable membrane fitted in a tank. Now, what is semi-permeable membrane? Semi-permeable membrane is also called selective membrane. Means it allows only certain ions or molecules. It will not allow the impurity to pass through it. Okay, it will not allow the insoluble impurities to pass through it. So, in this method, water containing high salt is taken in a tank, okay, in which a semi-permeable membrane is fitted. And after that, a high pressure is applied on the saline water. Saline water means salty water, which you have taken in a tank. Okay, so a high pressure is applied on the saline water, and then pure water passes through the membrane to the other side, but the membrane will not allow the impurity to pass over it. That's why impurity is left on the membrane. In this way, we can separate the impurities from the water and we will get the pure water. So this is the procedure that how reverse osmosis work. Okay, how RO works. So it is the method of water purification. Now our next topic is water treatment for city supply. In cities, water treatment plants clean water from rivers and lakes. Means water treatment plants are used to clean water from rivers and lakes before it is sent to homes. And the aim of water treatment process is to remove the impurities in the water or to reduce the concentration of impurities so that the water becomes fit for drinking and other purposes. Now, what are the steps which are used for water purification? So, the steps that are used for water purification are: first step is sedimentation. Sedimentation is the first step that are used for water purification. Now what is sedimentation? In this method, muddy water is kept undisturbed for some time. Mud means sand settles down and the clear water remains in the upper part. Means, what does it mean? That if we take the muddy water in a container, then keep undisturbed for some time. Means keep it undisturbed for some time. When you keep it undisturbed for some time, then you will see after some time that the mud means sand or the heavy particles settles down in the container and the clear water remains in the upper part. Okay, clear water remains in the upper part. It means we can separate the clear water. Why? Because it is on the upper part na. So we can separate the clear water by pouring it into another container. Okay, so this is the sedimentation process. Means the water that is pumped from a river into a tank is allowed to stand for some time and the heavy particles settles at the bottom of the tank, and after that we can separate the clear water from the tank, and this process is called sedimentation. Okay, means in the first step we have separated the heavy particles. Okay, now second step is filtration. Now what is filtration? The separation of insoluble impurities with the help of filter paper is known as filtration. Impurities left on the filter paper and pure water passes through the filter paper. It means, what is filtration? Separation of insoluble impurities. And for separating the insoluble impurities, we use a filter paper. And a filter paper is a kind of paper which allow only pure water to pass through it. It will not allow the impurity to pass through it. So when we use a filter paper, then impurities left on the filter paper and pure water passes through the filter paper. Okay. Means water is filtered to remove the remaining suspended impurities. Okay. This is filtration method. In this, we can separate the insoluble impurities. Now it is needed to separate the germs also. Means it is needed to kill harmful germs. Okay. So for aeration, we use aeration method. In this, air under pressure is blown into the filtered water. Means high pressure air is blown into the filtered water, and due to this harmful germs kills harmful germs present in the filtered water. Means when high pressure air blown into the filtered water, in second step we have filtered the water, and when the high pressure air blown into the filtered water, then it kills harmful germs. Okay, means in this step bring the germs that are present in the filtered water. Okay, so in this way we can kill harmful germs present in the filtered water. So basically the aeration is a technique. Aeration is a method to kill harmful germs. Okay. Now next step is chlorination. We have already discussed that what is chlorination? Adding of chlorine tablets into water. So the filtered or aerated water. So the filtered or aerated water is disinfected by using chlorine. Okay. And what is the function of chlorine? It kills all harmful germs present in the water. Means it also kills the remaining harmful germs present in the water. Okay, and after these 4 steps, water is then supplied to houses through a network of pipes. So in this way, water treatment plant help to clean water, okay, and then clean water sent to homes through a network of pipes. Our next topic is ways to save water. So students, we know that water is very precious resource and we cannot live without water. Water is very essential for our life. That's why we should try to save water. And how can we save water? By using 3 R's. Now what is the meaning of 3 R's? Reduce, reuse and recycle. These are 3 R's. Okay, reduce, reuse and recycle. Now what is reduce? Its meaning is reduce the wastage of water. Means we should not waste the water. Like reduce the wastage of water by taking a bath using bucket and mug instead of taking a shower. Because if we take a shower, then a lot amount of water get wasted. Okay. So we should take a bath using bucket and mug. Okay. Next is reuse. Means reuse the water used to wash fruits and vegetables to water plants. It means what? That we should reuse the water. Okay, means the water which is used for washing fruits and vegetables can be used again. Okay, can be used again in plants. Means we can give that water into the plants. Okay, and do not leave the tap running while brushing your teeth. Okay, because it will waste the water. Okay, get a leaking tap or pipe repaired. Means if a pipe is or a tap is leaking, then we should repair it on time. Okay. Next way is recycle. Recycle water so that it can be used to water plants. Okay. So these are some ways to save water.
Students, your today's homework is solve assignment number 1, which have been uploaded on EdQuark, and prepare for the test. Means revise all the topics which are given in book. So this ends for today's lecture. Thank you.